leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? The circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives, live here on Strong Island Television Paradise Studios in beautiful
downtown
Massapequa, right by the railroad station.
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant, pizzeria. There's even a CVS.
Unbelievable.
Right over there.
And a Dunkin' Donuts.
And a Dunkin'. You know, there's always a Dunkin'. How many Dunkin' Donuts did you pass on the way here? I passed
like
4.
Yeah.
And about
4 or
5 7-Elevens, and it's a 10-minute ride.
Yes.
So we're here. We're back in studio. It's so nice to be back with Rich Walker.
Unbelievable.
You know, we had the week off for the holidays.
Yeah.
Passover, as my 5-year-old grandson said, "Why are you off?" And he said, "For overpass." I did that joke the last time, but I thought it was cute. But he's 5, so that's a good joke for a 5-year-old.
It's a funny one.
It wasn't really a joke. It was one of those cute mistakes. And then I got the COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-Easter. Ruined Easter. I wasn't feeling well. So these days, take the test. At least get tested if you're not feeling well.
And every home has about 30 of them.
Right. And my wife, you know, she's a little high risk. So take the test. I didn't take it the first day. The second day, I started feeling really sick. And I was like too sick to take the test. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You just don't want to move.
The energy.
Yeah. My wife goes the next day to get her booster.
Yeah.
And I decide while she's out, let me test myself.
Yeah.
And you know when you look and the line is like 10, what do they say, 5 minutes or whatever?
Yeah.
The line like banged out when I got close to it was like.
It found it right away.
Yeah, it was solid. So when she came home excited that she got her second booster, that she will be protected, I tested positive while you were out. It wasn't good.
No.
It was no. She was like,
Yeah.
So I ruined Easter. She did get the COVID, and it wasn't good. But I did have an Easter egg hunt from a distance.
Oh, you did?
I did. And I put all funny things in there, you know, for my grandson, and it was fun. You want to mention your this first?
Yeah, I was hacked this week on Facebook, lost my whole account. So if you see me friending you or you want to friend me again on my new, I don't know how long it's going to be new.
It's called Unhacked Rich Walker page, right?
Yeah, and it's got a drawing of my face.
That must suck, though. All these people that follow you, and because you're very popular.
Gone.
Very popular.
But I just got Alex today, so.
Yes, Alex on the new page.
I only have 4,797 to go more.
I am very
What's the matter?
This is a part of the show where we talk about stuff we always say that we shouldn't be complaining about.
That's right.
There's a lot of things going on out there to complain about, and this should not be one of them.
The Facebook thing.
No, that you can complain about.
Well,
you know, it's all right.
Look what's going on in Ukraine, and I'm complaining that I'm losing my friends.
But people need a distraction. You know, people need that distraction of, those 2 idiots, you know, are complaining about this nonsense. Yeah. Then they could bitch and moan about us and say, what are they doing? Is Ukraine? Isn't that right? But anyway, I made sausage and peppers the other day.
Delicious.
When I commit to sausage and peppers, this is a 3-day affair. Yeah. There's a lot of thought going into it, and I try to remember my previous recipe. Now, I have gotten many compliments on my sausage and peppers.
Yeah.
Pre-Met game, all right, many compliments.
Oh, wow.
In the parking lot.
Yeah.
My problem
is sausage and peppers.
Yeah, but this wasn't tailgate. The problem is I cut the sausage and I throw it in with the onions and the peppers, and there's always too many peppers and onions in proportion to the sausage. I'm a meat guy.
Yeah.
I like the taste, and Kevin Eubanks is not, so we can't even talk to Kevin about this tonight.
People, they fake their reaction, how much it's delicious, is the best they've ever had, but they're short sausage.
Yes. But here's the thing that I'm going to do the next time, and I've been thinking about. I woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I'm going to get the skinny sausage, right? What do they call that? The chevalier? What do they call it?
The little skinny ones, like park sausages.
No. In the round. that you get in Ivory and stuff. All right, I've advertised for 4 different companies who haven't given us a dime tonight. So the skinny sausage, I'm going to put that on big fat bread. Picture big fat soft bread.
Yeah.
The bread is the key. You need to have a soft bread.
Right.
And then put the onions and peppers. Oh, yes. Put the onions and peppers on top of it.
Yes.
So now you could control the proportion.
I got you.
I'm exhausted.
It sounds like
I was exhausted. But it was good.
Exhausted.
Yeah, it was good. We're doing the healthy fresh thing.
Yeah.
We get those meals delivered and you got to pay a lot of money and you still got to prepare them.
That lasts for like a week. You do that.
We've been doing it a month.
Oh, really?
But
you went a whole month?
There's a stress to it.
They're going to send you like an award certificate.
But Richie, there's a stress to it because the new meals are coming on Friday.
Right. And you didn't eat
so now we end up eating like 3 in a day. Like we're eating like Firehouse cheeseburgers for breakfast, some crispy chicken, whatever for lunch.
You can't slow it down?
You can. And if you don't order, guess what? They send you what they want.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stress too.
That's not
that causes arguments in the marriage.
Yes.
Because Paula's in charge of that. And if she forgets to put the order in, she's going to hear it.
Yes. That's bad. You know what I just realized during this whole conversation?
What?
I'm the Kevin Eubanks.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes. But you can't play an instrument, can you?
No. Well, I can. I can play the trumpet.
Can you really?
Yeah. 8 years of trumpet, all through school. My graduation present was a $2,000 Bach Stradivarius trumpet, which I never picked up since high school. It went right in the case and stayed there.
Probably worth money.
Really?
Yeah. I looked it up. It's not worth a whole lot.
No. Remember I told you the last time we were here that we hired a what? PR lady. She's a PR. Yeah. Doesn't that fit that song right in there? No. Yeah. What is the original words to that song?
I've never even heard it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's Bobby. What's the song?
Be my lady.
Be my lady. Is it? Is that what it is?
Be my baby.
Be my baby.
But it's not PR lady.
No, I wrote that. Yeah. I wrote. Am I brilliant?
It's genius.
Doesn't it seem like it flows? Sing it. He's a PR lady. Right?
I'm like even honored just to be in your presence as a comedian and a songwriter, a parody writer.
Nobody else would sit here with me. The two of us just wander, and it's But this week, she got me my first interview.
Great.
It's on John Michael's Rock Box podcast. One of his previous guests was Jeremy Piven. Yeah. Who's the big actor?
Yeah.
And Bob Saget did it, obviously, before he passed away. So I'm going to be on that.
With what's his name?
It's John Michael's Rock Box podcast. It's a very popular one.
She used to be my P.
What, you're firing it? No, this is start.
Which got us Kevin
Tracy
Eubanks.
Harper. Tracy,
but she's terrific. That's great.
That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow at 2:00. I'll give you the details.
Good.
Let's go to transition. I was supposed to do something up front, but because I'm an idiot and then my mind is going, I forgot. This week, the FDNY lost a firefighter Timothy Klein from Ladder 170, a 6-year veteran, 31 years old, in a private dwelling, which does not happen often. Here's Timothy's picture. Does not happen often. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to have just a moment of silence for Timothy Klein. All right. It's terrible. It's terrible when a firefighter passes away in a fire. I always said when I get on the jab, right? You say you got on the jab. I never wanted to go to a funeral, and then I ended up going to a few funerals. And when you know somebody, when you work in the same house, you line the front of the church with the casket or whatever.
Right.
And I said I never want to be in front of the church in my career.
Right.
And then after 9/11, I was in front of the church. How many times? 19 times. And it's something I don't, the family, not married, no kids, but you got a mom, you got siblings, you got close relatives. So firefighter Timothy Klein. So we're going to go to our commercial break now, and we'll be back with Kevin Eubanks. He's a star. He's a big guest. Kevin Eubanks.
"9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money, with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barasch and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
Again, and we're back. We are brought to you every week by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. We are back with my co-host Rich Walker, who's if you've never seen Rich in person, good. So we want to introduce our next guest. Keep
it that
way. Our next guest, we are so excited to have him.
This is going to be fun.
Because we want to develop like a big, when we have a star on, like confetti falling and a big deal.
Down
so let's picture that. Our next guest, he was the band leader for the Tonight Show, and he's on a new show with Jay Leno called You Bet Your Life. A nice warm welcome for Kevin Eubanks. Drop the confetti.
Oh, I love it. Oh, the applause is overwhelming. That's great. Yes, love it.
That's our new applause in the background there. It's very impressive.
That's great. I love it.
On a lot of shows. Did that blow you away?
It did. I got to recover. Give me a minute. I just got to get myself together here.
Good. Yes.
Richie and I watched a few YouTube stuff for you, whatever. And the one thing we noticed is, man, you have a great laugh, a great smile. So we were excited to try to have some fun with you tonight because it looks like you're the type of guy that would enjoy that.
That's cool. I get that from my mom. I look at my mom and she's just, I got all from my mom, I was nothing. My mom,
What did your mom, was she a musician?
Oh yeah. She's, my mom has a master's degree in classical piano, and since she was 11 years old, she was playing in churches in Philadelphia, and my grandmother was a pastor. So I grew up in the church, banging the snare drum, the bass drum, tambourine, and between different services, my brother and myself, we sold water ices in between to raise money for the church. It was a blast. It was always about music and eating. I love to eat at the church.
That sounds like a fun church to go to, right?
Yeah,
you got great music. And then you got water
ices instead of communion. Is the water ice take place? of
the water ice. We stay outside. We got a little thing. We had scraped the ice off. We put the juice in there and everything, and that was really fun because people would come and we just give them stuff.
It sounds like you enjoyed going to church.
I did.
I know when I was a kid, there were times where I was a little bored or whatever, but it seems like you really enjoyed going.
I loved going, especially when I was really young, because I would sit on the organ bench next to my mom. And then after I get a little bit older, she said, well, you can sit in the, in the pews now. You can sit back with everybody. So kind of like you said, but I didn't admit it, that after a while said, I'm getting a little tiny bit bored, just a little bit. But I would sit in the back, and then I would sneak out in the back to go to the corner store and get chocolate chip cookies for 2 for pennies. So
I love it.
Unbelievable.
That is awesome. All right, so you grew up. How many years did you live in Philly?
Oh, till I was 17 or 18. Then I went to Boston to go to school. Stayed there for 4 years, and then I moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Why?
For a couple years, and then I got a call from LA saying, hey, Kev, you want to come out and join Tonight Show and hang out with us and have fun? Yeah, you're going to love it. Come on, see you tomorrow.
Well, your talent speaks for itself. Maybe that's why. I don't understand why we're not getting a call to go on the Tonight Show.
I've gotten calls not to show up. We got the comedy show tomorrow night. We'll pay you $150 to stay home.
$150 to stay in. That's a good one.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You're going to have to. You're on now.
I know. So this is Kevin. You said you spent a lot of time in Boston.
Yeah.
I believe you went to the same college that my son is now going to. Did you go to Berkeley?
Berkeley College, absolutely.
Berkeley College of Music.
Yeah, I was there I loved going to that school.
Yeah, he really enjoys it. Also, he's going for voice and production. He very much enjoys it. What was it like for you going to? It's the most renowned music school in the world.
Yeah.
What was that? Did you guys know that when you were there?
Oh no, no, we had no clue. Once I got there, all I ever was doing was practicing and finding other musicians to practice with, and we just had fun all the time. We played, we studied like crazy, and even when it snowed in Boston, I'd never seen snow like that.
Right, 3 feet of snow at a time.
Oh, the drifts were so, but we would go anyway. We were kids. We didn't care. We just had fun the whole way. And we went to this club. We went to that club because we were just hungry for more music. So we went all the time. We were freezing, but we didn't, if it was that cold now and I had to go somewhere, I don't know.
Some serious people to come out of that school.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Q went there. Didn't Q go there?
Oh, yeah.
Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones went there. A lot of people went there, and still a lot of film score people there. Lots of musicians, people making tons of records. Everybody loved going there, and you met people.
It's the right place.
Now it's great, and it's still just growing and growing. Now they have a place in Spain, so on LA and Boston. So it was a great experience. I had a blast.
But Butch's son is going to make water ices. Why he's learning the art.
He read your bio and figured that'd be a good place. Can I bring you back?
That's how it starts. Be careful.
His son is amazingly talented.
Can I bring you back to Philadelphia?
Yes.
Sure. I love going. I'm getting ready to go to Philly because it's Mother's Day. I got to go home and check out with Mom and hang out and eat her macaroni and cheese and all that.
Wow.
Well, okay, you throw me off with the food because we're big on the food. What is your go-to in mac and cheese? I don't know if that's in your diet. People like to add things to mac and cheese. One of my favorites is hot dogs. Not that I eat it often, but the combination with breadcrumbs. What is your go-to with mac and cheese?
Wait a minute. You put hot dogs in the macaroni and cheese?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I got to get over that. That got me out of left field. Hot dogs in the macaroni and cheese.
Oh, why not?
Yes, of course. You've never heard of that?
I never heard of that. And when I go back to Philly, I'm going to tell people that, see what they think.
What is that special recipe?
Yeah, with mac and cheese. What does she do?
My mom puts 5 different cheeses, and I'm not even supposed to be eating cheese. I just can't. I can't stay away from it. I just like cheese. You know, she, believe it or not, my mom will not give me the entire recipe. She won't do it. You know, if you want this macaroni and cheese, you have to come home and you have to suffer and watch me doing it. The smell goes through the house. So, Mom, is it done yet? Is it done yet? You know, just sit down.
We have a great product. Mom Eubanks.
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
All right, but here's the question I was asking you before you distracted me with the mac and cheese. And it doesn't take much to distract us. All right, and here was the question, and you've been asked it a million times, I'm sure.
Okay.
But you, growing up in Philly, you want a Philly's cheesesteak. Now, you don't eat cheesesteak, but if your relative, where do they go to get the Philly's cheesesteak?
Great question.
Good question?
Great question.
That is a great question. When I was growing up, there were cheesesteak places everywhere. When I was a kid, I ate cheesesteaks, hoagies, hamburgers, crispy French fries. They got to be overdone. So that's when I was growing up. But now, I don't really know because people have their own little spots that they go to. Right. You know, so I don't know exactly where people would go because I haven't eaten meat since I was 19 years old.
Wow.
So I don't know where they are. I don't know where the places are anymore.
Gotcha. Do you ever hear a place called, it's not Mama Luke's because it rhymes with Mama Luke's?
Mama Luke's.
It rhymes with it. That's an expression they use up here.
It's Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's.
Where's that at? Where's that at?
Philly. I taught a class to the Philly Fire Department. I said, I got to get a hero before I go home, right? I go and I get a cheesesteak, but there's 2 different kinds of meat you can put on it or something. So I got one. It was this big, and I ate the whole friggin' thing. So I said, oh, my God, I can't believe I ate that. But I really forgot the other kind. Let me get that and take it home. I ate that one, too. I was disgusted with myself.
It's Jim's, Geno's, and Tony Luke's. Those are the big 3.
All right.
I remember Geno's back in the day, but it was Geno's before McDonald's. I used to eat Geno Giants and stuff and I didn't stop eating it because I didn't like it. I loved it. I mean, I played in bands when I was kids, and we always, after rehearsals, after gigs, we would just tear up hoagies and cheesesteaks and stuff. But when I went to school, when I went to Berkeley, the reason why I became a vegetarian and then later on I became vegan was because I was so broke. I couldn't afford to buy cheeseburgers, steak, things. I just couldn't. It was just cheaper to have vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. But it took me a while to get off that because I loved the taste of it. I was eating it. I just didn't have any money. I was so broke. So it was. I was telling people that I wish I could because everybody was hanging out and getting, I don't know if they got that deep with hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. I didn't know about that. If I'd have had a taste of that, it might have been hard to stop because I love to go to the ball games and eat, but it was just so broke that I just ate what I could and just more. I just got used to it.
Hey, I just want to say hey to Patrick McDonald, one of our biggest fans. We're talking about food here. You've been on the Tonight Show. You got this new show. We're talking like 15 minutes already about food. So I'm sorry about that, but it's our favorite topic around here.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Tonight Show. So you mentioned quickly how you got that gig. Give us a little more detail. How did you end up on the Tonight Show?
Well, they called me to be in the band, just to be in the band. Need a guitar player in the band. To go down, I get in the band, and I said, well, yeah, that'd be cool because I was on tour a lot, making a lot of records. And I said, I could take a break. So I was going to go to the Tonight Show, and I always liked watching Johnny Carson. I always TV guy. And so I came in, I'm playing guitar, I'm checking everything out. And after a while, they said, what do you feel like, leading the band? You feel like, you want to? And I said, okay. And the people in makeup laughed the whole day. My first day of being a band leader, everybody was trying not to laugh. They're giggling. They're holding their, listen, what's going on? They put me in front of a mirror. I was breaking out all over my face. And they just kept powdering me. And they said, it's no use. Just go out and try. Because I was so nervous that I just had stuff breaking out over the place. And they tried not to laugh at me. And then finally, they just started cracking up. And they said, just get out there. Get out there. You're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. So, and after a while, I got used to it. And Jay and I started really hanging out. And it was fun. So, and that's how it really started.
That's cool.
You look like you were in total control of that show. And I mean, your face smiling on Jay's left side, I mean, really, really made that show. For me, watching it and watching you, it looks like you had a ball from the second it went on air to the end of that show.
Yeah, see, I have a different opinion. You look miserable to me. No, I'm kidding. I kid you.
I like to hear that answer. How did you sustain? You must have been having a great time. You must.
Now that is, I would just say to anybody, if anybody could get a gig like that, do it. It was so much fun. I met so many people, and people came to have fun. The people in the audience, it's like 450 people every night in the audience. So I could look over there and see, these people over there, they are here to have some fun. So I would have the vocalist go out and said, those people over there can't wait to have a good time. Go over there and talk to them, but don't give them the mic. If you give them the mic, you don't know what you're going to get.
That's right. Yeah.
So don't do that. But it is just fun, and you just meet so many different people and politicians, actors, musicians, of course. So it was a blast, and I got a chance.
I remember I came to the show. It was about a year and a half after 9/11. I came out there, and Jay invited me to the show because I saw him at the comedy club like 2 nights before. And it was, oh my God, it was the previous band manager. I can't remember his name right now. You probably know him. So he introduced us and he invited me to the show. And what I remembered about that show, as opposed to going to see Letterman, is you guys really entertained the audience up front. Really got us going. We, before the show, and then Jay would come out. He came out with a T-shirt on. You guys ready for a show? Let me get my monkey suit on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Invited a few of us onto the stage.
We had a great time. We just liked what we were doing. As soon as we come out of makeup, and I'd be in Jay's office, he'd come to my office, and we just have fun. It just went on and on and on. And we had a great time. I would talk to John McCain every time when he was coming to the show.
Wow.
He would talk about college basketball. He's like a genius at college basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a little, his aide would come down and say, "Oh, Mr. Eubanks, the senator is waiting for you." I said, "He's waiting for me." So I go up and he says, "Come on in. Let's talk." And every time John would come in, I would go up to his dressing room and we talked basketball. I didn't know anything about college basketball though. So the days that I knew the senator was coming, I would look up all the college stuff I could find before he got there. So I'd walk in the room and say, "Oh, that was a great game the other day, wasn't it? Oh, that was really tight. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that was a great one."
What memories? We only have a few minutes, but I wanted to hit on the new show.
Okay.
Your Life, which was done by Groucho Marx, I understand, right?
Yeah.
Is this the second coming of it, or was it done a few times since then?
I think this is a different one. I think there's probably 2 or 3 iterations of You Bet Your Life, and we're doing one now, and we're having more fun. We just got picked up for a second season, so we're having a good time. That's excellent. And it's a blast.
Everybody's going to tune into that, and we can watch it on what? Tell the audience.
Yeah, where do we see You Bet Your Life?
You can see Bet Your Life in every city that you're in, and there's a Fox affiliate. You'll find us there.
All right.
There's one more. Kevin, you are going on a little bit of a tour, correct?
Oh yeah.
Doing music?
Of course.
Who are you playing with?
I play with my own group. I travel around sometimes and play for troops. I played for troops in Afghanistan, for the troops at Euliano Air Base in Italy, for troops that were going into Bosnia. And these people were amazing. They're getting landmines out of people's back houses because of the wars that were going on there. So there was 1,200 troops in there. Jay and I came at the same day. Jay goes with all of brass, and they put me in front of an audience of like 1,500 troops. It was huge. And the USO band was over here, and then everybody left, and I'm in front of all these troops. And they said, the USO guy said, Kev, what do you want us to do? I said, just hold tight, just hold tight. So I go up to the mic and say, okay, everybody calm down. Everybody got real quiet. So I left about 5 seconds of silence. And when it started getting a little uncomfortable, I said, well, I hate to say this to some people, but the Army said Navy can't dance, they can't sing, and they're not funny. Is that true? And Navy went crazy. They said, oh, we can out dance. That's not what I heard. I'm just telling you what I heard, you know. So coming up in the aisles, we had people dancing. They come up on stage. We had a blast for like 2.5 hours. We couldn't stop.
All right, we got to wrap it up. I can't thank you enough for coming on. Hopefully you come back again. I know they always say that. Oh, come back again. But we really would love to have you back on again.
I would love to. Let me say something before I split. I don't want to hold you up. Thank you for all the stuff that you do. The fire departments, all the ladders all over the country. Thank you for all you do, and the veterans of war. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say. All right, Kevin Eubanks.
It was an honor. Give it up.
Kevin Eubanks, people. Tonight Show. You bet.
Take care.
We're going right into Chelsea, or we're going to commercial, Butch?
We are going. Take care, Kevin.
All right, take care.
We are going right to
Chelsea.
We'll go to commercial. We'll go to commercial, then we'll go to Chelsea.
All right.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
LifeVac.
And we're back. We're back. Welcome back. That was awesome having Kevin Eubanks on.
Yeah.
But as I always say,
what
I love
great energy, because like you were like the Jay Leno, and he was doing the laugh for you.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes. But I love having those big guests on. Don't get me wrong, but these are the type of guests that make laughter saves lives. What it is.
Yeah.
Chelsea, come on in, Chelsea. Oh, I had a first. Wait, Chelsea. Euliano, you
got it. How are you guys?
Chelsea we did a fundraiser. Rich Walker ran it for me because I had the COVID. It was for two animals.
We set up tables together.
We did.
We
had fun. You tried my mom's bready spaghetti. I thought I was going to talk about macaroni and cheese tonight. I got a recipe.
Whatever you want. Say one thing.
Yes.
Her mother made a spaghetti egg roll. I don't know.
She invented that too. It's so good. It's like in Italian bread with garlic and everything. How good is that?
I couldn't even believe how good it was. I pushed the pizza aside. I did eat some of it, but these things it was incredible.
I feel bad. I missed it because I really want to just.
I know.
Being around this girl, is just the energy.
Uplifting.
She is the smile and what she does. So,
thank you. And you guys are too.
Me had the incredible set I had.
You think?
That night, yeah.
You were unbelievable. Phenomenal.
So tell us.
Wait, what was I?
You were phenomenal. I can't wait to see you again. So.
Tell us exactly what you do and why you do it. We only have a few minutes tonight, but I wanted to get you on.
She's amazing.
Okay. Sure. So I do wildlife rescue. So I get calls from police and people for sick and injured wildlife. The reason I do wildlife is not that I won't help a dog or cat, I'll help anything, but the wildlife is a little more taboo. People are a little afraid. They don't want to touch it. They don't know how to. So I've been doing it for years now, and I kind of know everybody from the Hamptons to Bronx, Staten Island, all the way out there. So I'm in a bunch of group chats all day. And thankfully, my brother is my boss. So I get away with, showing up a little late because I was on a rescue call or, something, I'm answering. I answer the phone. Hi, Blink Voice. How can I help you? Okay, you got a squirrel. They call me Mission Control.
I can't tell you how many times, 3 or 4 times, I've messaged her and she's like, I'm on the Southern State Parkway chasing down like some kind of animal. Here's what I'm curious about. Do you like people as much as animals? Like if I called you one night and I said,
can I plead the fifth on that one?
my foot is stuck in a rock. I'm at Jones Beach. The tide is coming in. And then somebody else called you and said, oh, there's this little animal stuck here. I think you would leave me there.
No, you know what? I do. I really do have a big heart for helping people too. I've always been volunteering and stuff like that. So I would help. Even if it wasn't you, I would help.
I have an odd question.
Yes.
Have you ever been called in for any kind of marine life? SEALs?
No, actually, you have to have a special license for that. So yes, I've been tagged on Facebook, but I know where I have to send those people. You need a special license, so you
Gotcha.
can't.
Now you said at the event, I asked you, the wildest or the most unique animal you've ever had to rescue was what?
Yeah, so that was maybe 2 months ago. I had a peregrine falcon, which is endangered. So he had an injured wing, and I got him over to Volunteers for Wildlife, who's licensed to handle him, and they were going to rehabilitate him. So I think that was the coolest because you don't see them too often. It's also the fastest animal in the world.
Now, to understand, you do not have a charity, an organization. You do this personally.
Yeah. It's all volunteer.
Is her friends came to this event to support her, and we gave her some money. I'm not going to say how much money, but you.
And that's already gone to the rehabber. So every day, whatever animal passes through my hands,
comes in, goes right out.
Delivering it, I give them a donation because they're the one that's caring for the animal. I just call myself like an animal Uber driver. I can catch them and transport, and then they're the one that's caring for it for however long. So. Without them, I just have an animal in my car. So I do have a rehabbing license. I don't do that part. I'm actually doing the capture and transport because a lot of people kind of say, I found this animal, but I'm not touching it. And then how do we get it somewhere for help besides looking at it in the driveway? That's where I come in.
I have one more thing.
Sure.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
The most you said is your favorite animal is a possum.
Yes.
And people don't realize that that's not a vicious animal.
No, they're not. They're super sweet. I'm not that anyone should touch one randomly, but they're not, they're afraid. They're very docile, though. They're not going to attack you. They eat thousands of ticks a year. So we do have a problem with Lyme's disease. So it is important to have these animals in the yard. They're not usually an animal that carries rabies. Their body temperature runs pretty low, so the virus can't really live in them. So, they're and I just think they're so cute. I mean, I had a hairless pet rat, so maybe, I'm into that kind of look.
Yeah.
All right, Chelsea, I just had a quick spot for you tonight. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for coming on. It was so nice to see you. I didn't realize that we had a spot up front for Vincent Frank Baccigalup Scungil Larocchia talking about kindergarten and what's going on lately. So let's get a quick 2 minutes from Vincent Frank Baccigalup Scungil Larocchia. Vincent Frank,
I appreciate it.
You should be in bed. See you, Chelsea. You should be in bed. I'm sorry. I didn't know, Goose, that you were there. We wanted to talk about the city in your basement that you're building. What's going on with the city? Can you tell us if you have an airport yet?
I don't.
Why?
Because I'm thinking where I'm going to put it.
Thinking where you're going to put it. Any?
I have a mess in my city filled with blocks and cars.
Blocks and cars, but Grandbabs bought you a plane and some Delta.
Covering up the roads.
All right, but I'd like to see an airport in your city at one point. Anything happening in kindergarten that you can tell us that you learned in the last day or two? Anything interesting?
He's learning infrastructure.
Tell him what you did in school tonight.
Nothing new?
Took pictures today.
Oh, yes, something new.
Yes.
I sit in U's now.
In U's, no more fours. They sit in U's, not fours. Very interesting. All right. I'm sorry we only had a little time for you tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see you again at another show, all right?
His management is not happy about this bump today. I got to tell you.
We did not realize that he was coming on tonight.
Well, you were supposed to send a link, is all I'm saying. All right.
All right. Vincent Frank, go to bed.
Okay.
Good
Love
job.
you. Vincent Frank, Bachelor Studio. All right, let's bring in.
Hold on one second.
No commercial.
Alex, that was your spot.
Let's bring in Laura Rapoch from Save a Warrior. There she is. I am so sorry you had to follow Vincent Frank Bachelor Studio. He was supposed to be on up front. I don't know what he's doing up so late. Hello, Laura.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Love it. We love what you do. Tell us a little bit about Save a Warrior.
Sure. So our organization turned 10 this year. Our mission is to end the epidemic of suicide among our nation's veterans, active duty military, and first responders. And through our 3-day intensive integrative retreat model out of Southeast Ohio, we're transforming lives. We've been around 10 years. We were started out in Malibu, California, moved to the Buckeye State back in 2017. And we have over a 99.6% efficacy rate in the work that we do among those communities.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry, but did you say advocacy rate?
Efficacy.
Effectiveness.
Yes.
Effectiveness. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know these long words.
I learned that in the pandemic. I had no clue what it was.
I was looking at your website, and it looks like you do different types. I don't know if you want to call it therapies. You do some stuff with horses?
We do. Yeah, we do equine therapy. So after at the tail end for our female participants right now, we used to do it out in California, but on our tail end of it, we take folks out and the women out to a partner farm that we have just about 20 minutes from our facility in Southeast Ohio. And they get to spend a morning with the horses making a connection.
What other types of things do you do? What other events you have coming up?
Yeah, so we're excited to share. Be opening the first ever National Center of Excellence for Complex Post-Traumatic Stress in the country on June 11th of this year. That's thanks to a partnership with Disabled American Veterans and a bunch of donors that have come in. That's going to allow us to double our capacity to serve year over year. So our program's free. That one's coming up really soon. We've got a great benefit show we're going to be doing, and we're in the works of talking about with you guys. Different cities, which is exciting for us.
Yeah, we're very excited about it.
Yeah, we're thrilled. So, it's the daily grind of bringing, our program doesn't cost anything to us. So we want to make sure that we help save lives and transform lives. And we've done that for 10 years and served over nearly 2,000 of our nation's heroes.
Now, this is not only veterans, because you mentioned to me you had some FDNY guys also.
Yeah, so we serve the first responder, law enforcement, firefighters, dispatchers, EMS. They can come through. We've served from FD, we've served from Columbus, Ohio. We've served from the West Coast out in LAFD. We've served cross country, so we are national in terms of anybody across the country who feels that they could benefit that are in those communities that we serve are welcome to apply on our website.
Now, so if I'm in Florida, can I take advantage of your program, or do I have to be in those certain areas?
No, we're serving everybody from across the country. So if you're in any of the 50 states, you can apply for our program and you can come to us and find the healing that you deserve.
And they also pay for the flight?
No, so the one thing that we do require is that they either partner with an organization. We have some partner organizations that we've worked with to provide the cost of transportation, or they drive to us. But we feel that, we're absorbing, once they get to us, they either land at Cincinnati Airport and we pick them up from the airport, or they drive to us. All of their costs, their food, their lodging, their program materials, the continuum of care program we have afterwards, those are all taken care of.
All right. So maybe I'm a little slow, Laura, so forgive me. The communities that you serve, list those 3 communities again.
Sure. So our active duty military, we've got our veteran communities, and then all of our first responder agencies. So that's anything from local departments, volunteer departments, on the law enforcement, on the fire service, on the EMS, and also we serve agencies. So think of the FBI or, any of those type of law enforcement agencies on the big side of it, we serve them as well.
All right. And I asked that question wrong. What area do I need to live in before you pay for a flight for somebody? Where are they going for this program? Ohio?
Her new building. Like, where's
everybody's going to Ohio to get?
Everybody's coming to us in Ohio.
So make a note. Make a note of this. Laughter Saves Lives Foundation is not huge, but we would be honored to pay for a flight for somebody from New York, well, really from anywhere, right, to take your program. So if you have a case
continental U.S.
in the continental U.S., not
I
Hawaii.
to say that.
Yes,
that's all.
But we would be honored. That would be so cool to be a little part of what you do. Say, give me a call, John. Hey, we got this guy. Can you pay for his flight? That would be really cool. All right.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. We certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
I mean, it's just about bringing awareness to what we do. It's about, we've been around 10 years a lot. We're kind of like a hidden gem. We've served every different type of department, every different size of department. We've served, every level of the military, up, down, the oldest gentleman to come through our program was 92 years old when he came through.
Wow.
Staff Sergeant Dick Wood. He was a tail gunner out of World War II and survived, came through. The youngest was 18. So we've served every, different type. We serve men and women. So, it's not just male only, it's female as well. And we're here to serve those that have served us and honored to do so.
Website.
www.saveawarrior.org.
We'll talk this week. We're going to start to solidify these comedy shows. Would you hang out for a few minutes and watch? Our comic is going to come on, and maybe you'll get a laugh or two. You deserve it. You're doing great work.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. You have a wonderful evening.
You too. Well, we'll go to break, and we'll bring out Alex.
No break. No break.
We will not break, and we'll bring out.
If we're bringing a comic up, Chelsea's still on. I hope Chelsea can hear. I'm going to bring Chelsea back in. Hi, Chelsea. You gonna watch our comic?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Go walk first then. Go ahead.
Yeah, just don't. Alex Bradley is crawling under the camera. Alex Bradley is here.
He's under the desk. And
he's going to sit here.
Shift down.
Right here. Look at that. Now let me tell you a little bit about Alex. I don't know him, so I can't tell you. No.
What do you mean?
Alex,
you don't know him?
Alex is an up-and-coming comic.
Winning competitions everywhere.
Winning competitions. He did our show last week at the Freeport Yacht Club. Had a wonderful set. And I said, come on down, hang out. And then all of a sudden, we're throwing him on camera. Alex, welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What did you think of our little show here, Alex?
I think it's very entertaining. I don't know why I asked how you're doing. I've literally been here the whole time.
Well, because it's that's true. That's a good point.
That's right.
Silly
question.
Yeah, silly question. So how did you get into stand-up? What is your stuff, your shtick? You're 20, how old?
22.
Disgusting, right? 22.
Yeah. I was born on the way over here.
You were born on the way over here, pretty much. Wow.
And what late?
So what do you talk about in your act?
Talk about how horrible and lazy I am as an employee.
Where do you work?
Nowhere.
Oh,
wow. So
it adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So what is horrible about your life or being lazy?
What's horrible about my life? That's a pretty heavy question.
Well,
thought this was
it's in your act, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's setting you up for your bit. He said, "I don't know your act. I don't remember it. I didn't watch the whole act."
I just know lazy. All right.
Yeah, he got a lot of laughs the other night. I know that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about your.
I worked at CVS for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very. No, it's not.
No?
Actually, no, it's pretty boring. And I got caught leaning on the job. That's a big no at CVS.
Oh, yeah, leaning?
Yeah, and they say to you, hey, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. You've been hit the line before?
No, have time to lean, you have time to clean.
And
very
so
smart boss.
I say, yeah, I know I have time for either of those things. You're looking at the choice that I made.
Clean.
I could clean, it would cut into my leaning time.
I have to say one thing about Alex. I said this earlier. I judged the competition on Long Island, out in the island, for comedian John Butera, but he didn't have a voice that night. Alex had laryngitis or talk like this, and out of 15 comics, still won the competition.
Because the other 14 had laryngitis and couldn't talk.
Well, actually, they did talk, all 14 of them.
Yeah.
And but he was just amazing.
And we're putting him on the spot here. This is hard for a young comic.
Yeah.
Give us some funny though, Alex. Go.
I mean, I will say probably not a great sign that I do better when people can't hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
So what else? What else you got in your comedy repertoire?
Where you next?
I was just, you know what I thought was really interesting
What?
on the show?
Tell us.
Kevin Eubanks saying how John McCain is an expert on college
Yeah,
basketball.
Right.
That's interesting. I think that me and John McCain must be opposites because he's a very hardworking, accomplished man. I'm lazy, as I said, and I don't think I could know less about basketball. Right. I don't think I could know less.
Well, you don't know a lot either about basketball, right?
I know nothing about sports at all. I wouldn't know one sports celebrity if it wasn't for Dancing with the Stars.
I played basketball in
you're
school.
basketball.
I did?
Yeah, I got life lessons out of it, I'll say.
And what was one of those?
My coach would tell me, Alex, you miss 100% of the shots you take. You're a horrible player, and you're off the team.
Right. So you learned there, which was good.
Yeah.
That's a form of geometry or
something like that. Yeah.
I wonder if Laura or Chelsea played basketball. You guys played sports? Yeah?
I didn't play anything.
I did.
Because you were too busy. When the birds would come on the field, you would chase them.
I got a sports injury. I tore my ACL a month ago chasing an injured squirrel. So
that's right.
That's a pretty big. That's a sports injury.
This is how little I know about sports. I don't even know what an ACL is.
I didn't know 4 weeks ago. I didn't know either. But now
it's an anterior cruciate ligament.
Bingo.
Thank you,
Dr. Stelter.
Chelsea, do you have a boyfriend? Can I ask a personal question?
No, I don't. Probably because I have a wingless bumblebee.
I don't have a boyfriend either.
Alex doesn't have a good boyfriend either, but you guys might be a good match.
I'm old for him. I'm old.
Oh, you are?
Oh. Now, Laura, we would ask, but you're too far away.
Laura's in Ohio. Laura's in Ohio. We should start. Set the comics up.
Yeah. I like
people like to laugh.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be a good show. Would you go on?
We should
as a comic or one of the people dating them.
As a comic to date somebody. No?
I guess there's no interest in me at all, I guess.
What's that?
No interest in me, I guess. Nothing.
You're already set up.
Yeah, you're set up. You're set up. Anything else, Alex, you want to add? Where you're performing, website, something like that.
I should have a website, shouldn't I?
You could have Twitter.
I got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you do? What is it called?
Alex Bradley.
You are going out on a limb.
Yeah, there's probably going to have to scroll through a bunch of Alex Bradleys, and
that's true.
It'll be tough to
Can
find.
they put Alex Bradley comedian? Would they find you? Or?
That might help. It'll be a fun challenge for the folks at home.
Oh, so
guys, the 32,458 people that are watching the show tonight will know which Alex Bradley to go to.
That's right.
Ooh. Alex Bradley. You should put Alex Bradley like the 62nd or something. Be unique.
Put a number in.
Yeah. Some people do that, right?
Well, right now
that just emphasizes
17,427 people.
Do you want to close with one quick? Do you have one quickie for us?
Yeah, quick. What's your favorite?
Quick. We got a minute.
I'm sorry. I've been learning how to paint.
Yeah.
Paint? All right.
Oh, he paints.
Yeah, I painted an apple today. Horrible idea. Made it taste like paint.
I like it. Alex Bradley, this is not easy to do, people. In a studio with two stunads. Go see Alex live. I watched him the other night. What did you do? 10 minutes, 12 minutes?
Yeah.
And he held the audience the whole time. Funny. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, Butch, for putting together an awesome show. Thank Bobby behind the wall. They say behind the glass, he's behind the wall. Thank you, Alex. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We'll see you next week. Laugh to sing like that. We're going to the diner. We're going over to the diner. Good.
leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer that circle the lips? Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball, play